He found him a good woman and tied it down early.
What up, YouTube?
Yeah, we in there. About to set it off in this Mickey Ficky. The Mickiest of the Fickiest. Soon as she play my theme music, we own it. We got some topics for y'all. I don't even, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's a lot, man. It's a lot. It's a lot. We don't have a lot, but it's a lot going on and a lot to talk about. And we gonna rock out for y'all. So let me share the link. I should have shared it already, but that's my fault. I be forgetting that you be already having it up sometimes.
Yeah, I try to do it at least a half hour before.
So I could have sent that out already, and that's my fault.
Because I did get the notification today. What up, TikTok?
Yo, TikTok! Sipping with Sammy and Kay are here.
What up, what up, what up? All right, let's get this started.
Why this just... Why the link say an hour? It's a new link now? This is Sipping with Sammy. I am Mr. Fly Shit Only, the one and only Sipping with Sammy. Sam Malone, Barstool Rug. If you ain't sipping with Sammy, you ain't sipping right. Please get your fucking life together. Yup!
Damn, Sammy, you done fucked up.
Thanks, Sammy.
Yup! What's up with y'all, man? Happy Monday, happy hour, all that flyness. We are in here, man. Hopefully everything is all right with y'all. Everything is all gravy with me, baby. You know what I'm saying? But please like, comment, subscribe, share. Let us know where you from in the chat. If you in here, I appreciate that. Always love, always love. I do have the lady of the situation with me. Lady K is in the building. K, what up?
How you doing?
I'm alright. How you feeling?
Living the dream?
I bet you are. Who ain't know you was gonna say that? Living the dream. I think that's I don't know if you always live in a dream when you say that. Is that a cop out?
It might be.
Yeah, we gotta get you to use more language. I know how that is. You know how when people say, "How are you?" You always say the same thing every day, and it's not true.
Yeah.
You starting to do that. That's not cool. Our audience doesn't appreciate that. I'm picking. I gotta start early, man, because I'm in a good mood.
If you want a real answer, then you gotta wait and ask me once I finish sound check, so I'm not multitasking.
I heard that. All good. Shout out to my MSU family, Morgan State University Bears. It was a homecoming this weekend, man. Shout out my guy Sonny. Y'all can tap back and watch Sonny come through and drop the 10 rules of homecoming on the Sippin' with Sammy podcast for the first time that it was done that way, but he's been doing that for a long time. But like, yeah, seen a lot of great flicks, heard a lot of great stories, talked a couple homies off the ledge in the middle of their drunken stupor. It's all love, man. I didn't make it down there though. I didn't make it down there this year. We actually had a new client that we had to tend to Saturday evening, and after that I wasn't hitting the road. It was over. But I'm glad I was there to be able to see about the situation getting situated and figure out what we got going on. So it's no loss. I'll be there next year. But I also heard some disturbing news too about the homecoming, man.
What?
I heard they doing what these corny schools be doing, man. You ever been on a campus and like the sun's still up and people are congregating and then the sirens start?
No.
And it's people behind you with bullhorns and shit going, and it's so loud it clears the whole campus.
That's crazy.
I was at Maryland Eastern Shore long time ago. Shout out to T-Mac and all my folks, man. Mitch, everybody. Herb, Rel, that was at Eastern Shore. We actually took Eastern Shore over. But when we went out there, it was like 30 of us and we was late.
Okay.
So it's their homecoming is during basketball season because they don't got no football team. So we go to where the basketball game at and everybody like, y'all might as well just chill because it's about to let out. It let out. We start bumping into people, seeing what's going on next. And all you heard was 1,000 whistles blowing. Just whistles. And it was a line of people standing behind you blowing these whistles loud as hell. Like you literally couldn't have a conversation.
That's crazy.
And they just walk behind you until everybody files into the parking lot, and then they walk through the parking lot, and then everybody disperses into wherever. We wound up in this cluster. They used to call them a cluster. They like on campus housing, but they look like the projects.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where a lot of my homies, that was the younger homies that went there, because I had older homies and younger homies that went there. But these was the niggas that was like my age. They lived in there, and it was just huge bottles of E&J, weed, smoke, black lights everywhere. It was like you was in the projects. It was crazy. I'm like, they blew the whistle from us chilling outside to push us into this? Like, I don't think this makes sense, yo.
That's kind of crazy.
And this is like procedure. It don't have to be like overcrowding. It's not about a fight.
So they did that. They did that at Morgan State this year?
Yeah, I saw a Facebook post about an hour ago that said, was you the only one that was like, damn, when a siren started, and somebody else had commented, and I'm gaining that that's what they did, and I'm gathering that's what they did. I don't like it. It's annoying, and it actually, y'all taking the pressure off of a section of the campus, but you're putting mad pressure on the parking lot, the garage, the traffic, and all of that, because you have everybody mass exiting, or you're flooding somebody nearby's parking lot full of people. And it causes problems.
Mm-hmm.
Causes issues, yo. You gotta be careful with how you rush crowds. It's disgusting. Especially when it's homecoming and everybody's hugging. That's crazy. But you ready? Did you do all your runs? I figured I'd tell a little story while you was handling your handle.
Yep, I'm ready.
All right, so we good. So you wanna start with the weekend recap?
You go ahead.
All right, so as stated earlier, I didn't make it to where I was supposed to go this weekend, so I ain't really do much. We did have a productive meeting with someone who will be named at a later date, about some future plans and endeavors that we're excited about. So it was dope to be around for that. Also, like I said, Font Productions did pick up a new client, so we went and got that situated. Shout out to San Diego Diz. In San Diego's. Mm-hmm. We definitely went through there Saturday and loaded up on spinach and artichoke with the crab meat and the shrimp.
Yep.
With the baguettes with it, you know what I'm saying? And then we had the salmon over rice with the and the veg and the man, and the lemonade, right?
Yep.
And he hit me today because he like, bro, you never came back for your sandwich. I'm like, no, when I need my sandwich, I'm gonna come get my sandwich. I'm good. It's there. It's gonna be there. But shout out to him. Actually was trying to put him on to the clients wanted to use him, but everything was moving back and forth, and they just wound up getting food while they was out. But I would have loved that, got them to spin a bag with him. But I'm gonna make sure they get each other's information if that's gonna be a regular thing.
Absolutely.
If we're gonna be that close.
Yep.
So shout out to San Diego's. Definitely was able to support him also, and I'm me, I'll probably be there next week. Hey, I spends with my peoples.
That part. Shout out to Russia in the chat. I can't read it, but I can tell it's Russian.
Shout out to Russia, man. Appreciate y'all. We seem to get a lot of Russia, man. That's dope. So weekend recap for you.
Yeah, weekend recap for me. I spent most of my weekend working. Actually, all of my weekend was working.
Mm-hmm.
So Friday I went to work, and then during/after work we had an event for the Phillies, where we did an official rally with the Phillies, where everybody came out, got their rally towel. The official Phillies bus came up with the ball girls, and the Fanatics showed up. It was a great time. So shout out to Garage Bar and Mark and everybody else who made that happen.
Shout out.
So then after that, I came home. I think I fell asleep both Friday night and Saturday night and Sunday night at 8 p.m. Yeah.
Burnt out cake.
I have been working way too many hours in the last month.
Getting that shmoolah.
Yeah, and I think it's catching up with me.
Somebody got a new niece, don't know how to act, man. They try to get that bag a new right.
We gotta get a new studio. That's what we need. So
and still be able to fill that stocking.
Yeah.
Exactly. Gotta do both. LL needs love. I need love.
And speaking of LL, I did find a super cute Halloween costume that I sent to her mom, which actually made perfect sense. It's a little shrimp costume, and they call her Little Shrimp. So that was super cute.
So she is going to be a... What are shrimps? Mollusks? What are they?
Crustacean?
Crustacean for Halloween.
Yes, she will be a crustacean, maybe. I don't know if they'll end up getting it, but either way.
I got her getting
I want
3
the pictures.
costumes. I got her wearing 3
absolutely.
costumes this year.
Absolutely.
So shrimp is going to make the cut. What y'all think about a shrimp costume for a brand new baby?
For a little infant, what you guys think?
How old is she now?
She is
3 months?
3.5 months.
3.5 months.
Yeah.
So what y'all think about a shrimp at about 4.5 months? That's hilarious. No, but all right, weekend recap was, it was what it was.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Where you want to start at, man? Let's start with some sports.
All right. Let's start with LeBron.
Oh.
We'll go a little backwards today.
All right.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard that.
Okay.
I don't see anything though.
All right. So, this weekend was the first time that Bron and Bronny played together as Lakers, but in general in the NBA. What did you think about this opportunity, and did you watch it?
I didn't watch it in real time. I did watch the highlights. I think it wasn't much to see. I think it was just exciting for it being a moment, but being as though it's preseason, it's still not the moment. So it's a little weird, but it's still always dope to see like, well, this is a real thing. And he's not in the G League yet. So we might start the season like this at some point. You know what I mean? And he got a decent steal that led to his dad getting a fast break, which was really the only highlight that I saw that they shared. And I don't think he really showed much, but it's just the next thing. It's like, now we see it. Now we can wrap our head around it a little bit, right? But we also don't know what kind of minutes they're actually going to give him during the regular season at all, if any.
So, I think if you're Genie, hell, even if you're JJ, you keep Bronny on the bench just for the ticket sale factor. Just for the fact that everybody
As
wants the
opposed to
opportunity.
sending him to the G League?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody wants the opportunity to see him and his dad on the bench together even. Now, whether he gets minutes or not, I think in certain scenarios, he'll get minutes. Like if it's a blowout situation, or, vice versa. But I don't think that he's going to end up getting very many minutes with his dad in regular season and certainly not in playoffs.
Which is actually a good point because we would assume his minutes will come in garbage time at this time, right?
Right.
In lieu of a blowout of some form, right?
Right.
And Brian's not going to be on the court at either end of a blowout.
Nope.
So you make a good point with that. That's actually fair to say. That's fair to say. I am excited though because I think that number 55, second round pick, like people have way too many expectations for him, but I also can't count out that DNA. At the same time, Brian has not only raised athletes, and he's not only an athlete, he is very intelligent, and so are they, especially when it comes to the game of basketball, just understanding the sport. The kids get it too. Who they had to be in a car ride with at the practice, right? After their games, all of that, when Brown, was off. He's telling them the science. So if he's, we know he's athletic. We know that he could play a little bit, but he might by mid-season look like something.
I mean, I think it's possible.
Yeah.
I think it's possible.
And I'm saying like the mental part of the game is a lot of it, and people don't realize that. He might have to catch up to the speed of it. He might can't guard everybody, but if he could think basketball, he'll show spurts. He'll show spurts. But I'm excited to see the season, man. And like I said, the damn Lakers. If we don't give opportunities for him to get on the damn court, we're in the Lakers. Come on, man. Blow somebody out. Shit. It only makes sense.
I mean, have you looked at your team this year, though?
Same team as last year. With a new white boy and Bronny.
It's kind of my point.
I like Heck. I like the white boy. And I like that my white boy AR-15 is starting.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I like it. And I like Rui starting. Yeah, I like it. I'm excited.
Good luck against the East.
Who you talking about? Boston and Philly?
And the Knicks.
Yeah, the Knicks is on the list. Y'all got to deal with each other.
And I mean, even
Y'all are going to have a rough time getting
even
there.
Milwaukee, I think, could still give you guys a run.
You guys have your plates full. Worry about what's on your plate. Don't look at my table. Don't look at my table. Your plate is full.
All right. Let's move on.
What's next, Kay?
Let's talk baseball.
All right.
So the playoffs have started. The wild card seeds are over, and we are into the first round. So, so far, talking about the Phillies, they lost the first game to the Mets, which happened to be one of the hottest teams in baseball when it comes to recent records. But they did win their second game with a walk-off single from Castellanos. So what did you think about this series so far? And now that they're moving to New York, how do you think the next two games are going to play out?
I think that they got their hands full. And that game yesterday was the walk-off single, right?
Yep.
That was a stressful job. It looked one way for a long time, and then Phillies came back, and then the Phillies had it, and then it went right back the other way. It was like, yo, they not laying down. Like, there's nothing sweet about the Mets. So going back into their own, territory is hope them bats is clicking, man.
Yeah,
I hope the bats is batting.
I agree.
Because there's not going to be a layup by any means. This is going to be one of them.
Yeah.
But I look forward to it because I believe the Phillies could fight through and win this shit.
I think so too. I think they just need to get hot again.
Yeah, I don't want to I'm not down on the Phillies. You know what I mean? I'm not going into this we can't take nothing that day. No, we can take game 1 in New York. As soon as we go back, what's that, game 3 of the series, right? But yeah, as soon as we get back there, go ahead, man. Give them a little 5-2 love. Get out of there. You know?
Absolutely.
I just want to see it happen, man. Hopefully they on point. We ready, though. I like the Phillies this year.
So talking about the rest of the playoffs, currently the Tigers and the Cleveland Guardians are playing. I'm not used to saying Guardians. So
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians lead the series 1-0. The Yankees versus the Royals. The Yankees lead the series 1-0. Their second game is today as well. And finally, the Dodgers and the Padres. Their series is tied 1-1 with their next game tomorrow night. With that in mind and knowing the rest of the teams, do you think that the Phillies could take it all the way?
Yeah. This is baseball, and it's the Phillies. And one thing about me, I keep up with the Phillies throughout the regular season, off and on, and I pay attention to the playoffs. I don't really know enough about them other teams' regular season for them to feel like threats to me. If I'm being honest, right? It's like, all right, everybody nice at this point. Why we can't win? It's baseball. Nobody scoring 40.
Yeah.
That's what makes it so crazy about baseball. 30% betting is good.
Right.
Man, listen, this thing is not what people like to act like with all them other sports. This is why the playoffs in baseball and Red October in Philly has always been a thing. It's always exciting. It's always exciting. You always got a chance.
Shout out Valiant4 in the comments with the Diddy question.
Oh,
We'll get to that in a second.
All right. No, yeah, stand by, please, because I need your response.
Yeah, so I personally think that the Dodgers still look super tough, and if they can get by the Padres, I think that they have a chance to make it all the way. I don't know much about the Tigers and the Guardians. Don't really follow either of those teams.
Shout out to Duno. I only know about what the Dodgers got going on because of Duno.
I always want the Yankees to lose. So I would love to see the Royals beat them out here, but, you know, TBD on that one as well. So yeah. Anything else about baseball before we move on from that?
Nah, we can keep it moving real quick. Off of baseball.
All right.
But go Phillies, man. It's still Red October. Don't you ever forget it.
Well, do you want to talk about Diddy since...
we told him hang out, but we can go right there. Go ahead. I just don't want y'all to think this is the request live segment.
I'll let you introduce it.
All right, so kind of what a lot of people have been waiting on for a while, if you know anything about his relationship with his mama, is Diddy's mama to make a statement. And in her statement, to summarize it, she said that her son is not the monster that people are making him out to be. She also said that she can't wait until he has his chance to speak and clarify what happened, and people will look at him differently, and she want people to, you know, give him grace in the meanwhile type of thing, which you would expect from his mom. Which she referred to the video, but in a light way, in a way of like isolated incident type of thing. And I don't think any of us really believe that, but that's her son. Like, it is what it is. But what disturbed me about it was, like, I believe it was Gene Dill speak on one time he slapped his mom in front of people. And if that's true, it's like, man, she's as attached to the teat as everybody else. You see what I'm saying? But like I said, this is his mother. So I don't expect her not to defend her baby. I know people that got hundreds of years and you can't tell their mama ain't the same. You know what I'm saying? But it was just like, it's very interesting because one thing that I don't like, and you notice about me, don't get the old ladies caught up in the nonsense, right? So even though she publicly spoke up for him, now it's a situation where it leaves her open to other people's harsh criticisms and judgments and, you know, stuff like that, that like she shouldn't be publicly on trial because he's on trial.
Right.
And even though she spoke out and people could say she put herself in that position, she was in that position anyway. But now y'all get to dissect what she said, and that's more specific. But her speaking out wasn't wrong. I just don't like how it's going to turn out for her. It just makes the situation more stressful for somebody that she probably done raised a bunch of people kids. You know? When you get to this point, this age as a black woman, you done raised a lot of babies.
Yeah.
Or you avoided it.
Yeah.
It's a thing. So, you know, and they were well to do after a while. So I'm pretty sure it was godmom. Everybody make you godmom, right? That's what I always feared about being rich. How you turn down all these god babies? Because you're the most stable person in a lot of your friends' lives. Financially.
I was going to say, at least financially.
Like, yeah, like he has space to move my kid in if something happens to me.
Right.
Like, just to, like not even being greedy, just like bare things of what you expect, right?
I mean, and that's, you know, as much as we have been dissecting the whole Diddy thing and at some points, you know, making light of it, like, I can't imagine what his family is actually going through at this time.
And people are only acknowledging his daughters. Nobody said nothing about his mom. She's still alive. And not to mention, they making it about a RICO, about a corporation. Bad Boy has been her name the whole time, unless it got changed recently.
Right.
He gave Bad Boy to her as a birthday gift, but it was actually a great business move so that anything that fell on him, like that Shine situation and all of that, the business could be removed from in some kind of way. And you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not saying it the technical way, but you know what I mean. Mom ain't gonna catch no DUI or none of that. You know what I mean?
right,
She in the crib.
right.
So, and she liked the party, but she was able to party with her son, with security, with drivers, you know? Because if you look at this picture, but his mom always had the fly hair, the bright outfits. I remember her wearing yellow with the bright blonde hair. Dude, like, she was fly. They Harlem. And she is a street dude's baby mama.
Yeah.
But what you think about it? What do you think? Like, do you think it's anything she could have said that would have made more sense or been less dissected?
I mean, I think that, and this is going to sound callous, but I think that this was a deliberate remove to remind people of his humanity, specifically, you know, as more charges come up and all of this stuff. And I think that, like, this very well could have been set off from a phone call from a lawyer being like, hey, you should say something. Here's some type of statement that, you know, you should say. Like, I think regardless, anything that she would say will be dissected. Mm-hmm. So I don't even think it's that. I think, you know, I think it's unfortunate, but it also, it is what it is, you know? That's my stance.
I think in the court of public opinion, where we know that a lot of these cases had to be kind of fought too, I think that you're probably right. That there was like, you know, you try to humanize your clients to the jury all the time, and this is the way to do it to the public jury. I kind of agree with you on that. That makes a lot of sense. So,
Valiant Thor in the comments said, Diddy is a perfect example of what happens when your contract with the devil expires.
Ooh.
What do you think about that, Sam?
Fair to say.
Fair to say. Ooh.
Fair to say. But the thing is, expiration ain't based on dates when you do that kind of deal.
And so, Valiant Thor's first question, when he chimed in the chat, said, isn't there still a presumption of innocence for Diddy?
There is a presumption of innocence for a lot of the things that we heard. But certain things have already been proven through video and through second and third party accounts for a long time. And so it gets to the point where it's like, whatever he's innocent of, we cool with you getting exonerated from that stuff. But there's a few things on this paper that you probably gonna have to sit down about. And we need to wrap our head around that as people that are used to him being one of the motors of the industry that we love. And the fact that a few more people, whether by the courts or just to tuck tail and lay low, are going to do the same.
Yeah.
A lot of things are going to change. You know how hard it is to go to a label and then the person that got you there leaves? You know how hard it is to go to Miami University and then they switch coaches? The coach that recruited you ain't there no more?
Right.
You're transferring.
Right.
And that's if you lucky you land somewhere that makes sense for you. And you burnt the year. Like, it's crazy. Like, people don't recover from some of this stuff.
Yeah.
Business-wise.
Well, that actually leads to the next comment. So, Gorkum, shout out you. He said, what do you think of Johnny Depp after Amber?
Johnny, man. I don't want to go down the list, yo. It's too many of them, man. Y'all remember Tiger Blood? Like, we could do this all day for real, for real. And my overall thing is the same thing. If you did something egregious that is unlawful, and if someone suffered from it, then you're gonna go through it. You're gonna go through it. It is what it is. Statute of limitations has been changed, which is a little weird in some of these situations, but it was across the board. It wasn't just for specific cases. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So like a lot of this is just is going to have to play out however it plays out. I'm not here to judge anybody's guilt or innocence, but I know that for a fact that this man on the screen is some form of a monster that I wouldn't want my little cousin around. And I'm talking about male or female. If they was aspiring to be anything. Because somehow it's a slippery slope with homie. And we know why the slope's slippery. Gallons of baby oil on the motherfucker. And they saying that it's something in that baby oil, and that's why they announced it.
Oh, you're talking about Diddy.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to get off track. We on Diddy, but like we can go down the list of all the rest of the guys. But no, what I said about if he did whatever he did, I'm talking about what he was asking too.
Okay.
Like no, it's across the board, yo. Listen.
So I'll be honest. I think that this whole court of public opinion thing and the way that it transpires, like, I think it's righteous to a point, but at some point, like, if somebody is convicted of something, does their time for it, at what point do we stop punishing them for that same act in terms of, like, and I don't mean punishment as far as, like, you know, going to jail and that type of stuff, but, like, I mean the afterwards punishment of, like, not being able to get a job, not being seen in a certain esteem. And I understand from certain crimes, like, there's no coming back.
But from what I remember with Johnny, real quick, they found out Shorty did a lot of lying and stuff in court. And that might have been him having better lawyers than her. I understand that happens too. But there was a lot of funny stuff with that situation. That's why I didn't want to really get into him specifically. But you're right about the point that you were making, because it wasn't about him specifically. It's about afterwards.
Yeah.
It's about afterwards. When your quote unquote debt is paid to society.
Right.
That's also a slippery slope, though.
I agree. I agree. And I think that, like, there have to be, like, if you shoplift,
Right.
I don't think that means that you can never have a retail job ever again in your life.
Right.
You know?
Right.
But if you molest a minor, I do think that means you should not ever be a teacher a day in your life.
Right. You should not be in playgrounds.
So, you know, there's definitely boundaries and absolutes in this scenario, but I think that especially when we talk about this court of public opinion and we're talking about famous people, I do think that there are times, and I'm not saying that this applies to the Diddy case or the Johnny Depp case specifically, but there are times where we hold people to a longer form of punishment after they have already technically served their debt.
Absolutely, I believe that. And it's strange because public or really the courts, everything is put into a nutshell. Even when if you go into the jails, when you get arrested and you go to the district or whatever, they treat everybody the same, treat everything the same. There's mandates for everything. There's suggested, sentencing for everything. There's boundaries for everything. And it's like, you made the shoplifting example, right? We know there's countries that if you steal a loaf of bread, they'll cut your hand off. But if you stole a loaf of bread, you was trying to eat, right?
Right.
So, like, everything shouldn't be bunched together. And then to say, well, there's a price limit on what makes how hard we could charge you for what you steal as a shoplifter is weird. Because I know a man that went to jail for a symphony bar. He couldn't take it no more. He was homeless. He walked in the Rite Aid, stole a symphony bar. The security boy tried to block him from walking out, and I met him in an awkward position. I didn't know him personally, right? But he when the security guard tried to block him from leaving, like empty your pockets or whatever have you, he pushed the security guard and walked and ran out. They caught him. I guess they called the cops, whatever. The cops caught him, and the store pressed assault charges on him.
Dang.
And the security guard was against it because he was like, bro was trying to eat. But he couldn't, he had no control.
Right.
He's not even with the company. You know that. They contracted.
Yep.
So it's like, that's, it gets devastating when you put everybody in the same box. And this was a man that already had a record. So, yeah. And people go through rough times. He actually told me how he wound up back on the streets and all that. It's crazy. And people was like, you stole a symphony bar. He was like, bro, where I was at, I wanted what I wanted at that point. And he was willing to risk it, but he didn't think he was going to catch a violent crime charge.
Right. Exactly. Nobody ever does.
But my dad told me that a long time ago. 80% of the people that's locked up are not in there for what they intended to go out to do.
Right.
Things escalate.
Shout out to Kev on TikTok. Thank you for the like.
Shout out to Kev.
Make sure you guys all like this video.
Please.
Wherever you're at. Comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Where do you want to go next, Sam?
I can't see the chat is in front of the joint. Let's talk about the WNBA playoffs.
All right.
Let's have some. Matter of fact, yeah, and then we can get into the expansion draft and all of that, right? Yeah, that's cool. Let's get into WNBA. Let's have some fun.
All right. Let's talk about the WNBA. So the playoffs are in full swing, and the semis are almost over.
Playoffs been lit too.
They have. WNBA playoff basketball has been crazy. And yesterday, the New York Liberty ended up knocking out my Aces and ending their championship dreams for the year. The Liberty looks tough.
No, they bad. They tough.
And they've looked tough all season. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens on the other side and who's going to meet them in the finals, because Connecticut Sun ended up winning yesterday to force a Game 5 between them and the Minnesota Lynx. So we'll find out on tomorrow which team will end up moving forward after that Game 5. Who do you think it's going to end up being, and who do you think is going to take the ship?
I want Minnesota to win.
Me
I'm
too.
on the Lynx side now that Vegas is out. I'm not going front like I didn't want Asia to win. I was on the Asia wagon because it would have just completed a perfect season for her in my eyes. And in everybody's eyes. We know how it goes. She scratched everything off the board that the rookies ain't take. It was crazy. But I hope Minnesota wins. I'm a fan of the big hair, light skinned girl. You know what I'm saying? She get busy. But I don't think that they'll beat New York.
Nope.
I don't think they'll beat New York, man.
I think
New York has too many weapons, man.
I think New York is taking it home.
Sabrina
is stupid crazy in the playoffs.
Like, what? Sabrina has lost her mind.
It's insane.
She's lost her mind. She's went complete Clay. I mean, Steph.
Yeah.
She's going Steph on us.
Yep.
She's not Duff, she's Steph. She don't see nothing but the bottom of that, man.
No, man.
Yeah, that's scary. But I do want the Lynx to win it all, but I don't think they got enough for New York. I think they would have to, and they got some weapons on the Lynx.
Oh, yeah.
But, damn.
Right.
That's Miss UNESCO, man.
Yes, it is.
That is who it is, man. And I don't think I really think that the Liberty look like a team that is not going to lose again. Like we done been here too many times this our year, and it look like they carrying it like that. If I'm being honest, And they fans is on it. Oh my God, home games is crazy for them.
Shout out to the Love TikTok. We see you.
Yeah, man. Salute. Love the hearts and all that, man. Put your shot glasses in there too, and you cognac glasses. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm excited for the next round. I'm excited for the next game. Like I'm tapped in.
Yeah, I'm
all
very excited about the Game 5. To be honest, I think this series has just been neck and neck, and it's really anybody's ball game at this point. As much as we love the Lynx, the Sun does have quite a few weapons as well, and Alyssa
nasty.
Thomas. Yeah. So
what's the girl I was calling Durant? The skinny one that wear the black tights.
Bonner?
Bonner, yo. She go nuts. Was she the second lead in scoring playoff history? She goes nuts.
Yeah, she was crazy.
Oh my God, I love her game, yo. Yeah, they tough.
Yeah.
They tough.
All right, so let's talk about the Rookie of the Year race. We've talked about it a few times already. But it is now official. Caitlin Clark has won Rookie of the Year. And it was almost unanimous. One vote went to Angel Reese. And I gotta say, whoever voted for Angel Reese probably should not vote next year. I looked it up, and last year, Aaliyah Boston got Rookie of the Year unanimously.
Yep.
And I just think Caitlin Clark proved herself. Both the stats say that. Her team making it to the playoffs says that. And her overall just season said that. So I think that it should have been unanimous. And this is coming from somebody who loves Angel Reese. Like, I think Angel Reese had an amazing season and she deserves Rookie of the Year runner-up. But this should have been a unanimous vote for Caitlin Clark.
I agree. And I've seen Mace and Charlamagne kind of speak to the fact that Angel Reese should have been in just as high up there on a list. And it's like, in all actuality, no. No, at some point there became a separation. Mm-hmm. And the separation came when Caitlin's team learned how to play with her and the turnovers went away. Right. Once them turnovers disappeared, all the rest of them numbers started looking crazy.
Yep.
Everything she did started looking phenomenal. And then she gets her wing shooting guard to get in pocket and start going nuts for the second half of the season.
And it's different. Like, if your leading stat is rebounds, that's a different type of player, and that says a different type of thing about you than your leading stat being assists. Like, you are absolutely the playmaker of your team, the glue. That just says a little bit more to me in terms of her deserving this award.
And shoots the best percentage from the furthest on the court out of anybody in the NBA or WNBA. That logo three-pointer that she shoots, she actually shoots deeper than Steph shoots his average three-pointer.
Crazy.
And hits.
Crazy.
I don't think, like, I've seen so many, you know, they going to pile it on with Caitlin. They got a great white hype, and, you know, it's going to happen. But Angel did a lot of dope shit that they put on the front, too. But I've seen so many different stats of what this young lady was able to do in her rookie year. We got to keep it real. It's like when Bron's rookie season or any other superstar that, you know, we like, oh, he nice, but when he gets to the league, you know, give him a year or two and they come out and instantly impact. She did that across the board. You got to admit that she's better than you thought she would be at this point of her career. You got to admit that. 9 out of 10 people did not expect her to have a successful season as she has, even though she's been so dominant in college, because that was college.
Yeah.
Half of the WNBA was sneaking comments saying, well, you know, now she got to come with the grown women. She went nuts. She's grown. So, yeah, shout out to her, man. Well deserved. And as far as unanimous, you know what? I don't think she cares as much as we do.
I think that's true.
I don't think in most of these situations and scenarios and questions she's been asked about this season, she doesn't care as much as we do. She has a different understanding of her journey, and she has relationships with these people that we're saying that hate her or they hate each other, and it's weird.
Yeah.
I think people have just been making it weird for both of them, if I'm being honest.
I agree with that.
Because they love each other.
Yeah.
But even beyond that, it's like, you know, if both of these are girls that grew up playing with boys, you know, when you get introduced to this court, you're going to have to go through some shit, right? Mm-hmm. Like, it is what it is. You're going to get underestimated. You're going to get pushed hard as fuck. Like, I mean, elbowed, shoved.
Yeah.
Like, but then once you earn the respect, what happens? All right, so next time you come through, this what you do. Now we putting you on. It's all good. And mind you, you don't even need that sometimes because you already got hit by a grown man. What these little girls going to do to you? That's how it is. And that's all the level up is about. Getting used to getting that little, getting the wind knocked out you once or twice. You be like, all right, I know how to, all right, cool. No problem. Up fake next time. Double pump.
All right. Now, while we are in the thick of playoffs and the championship is yet to be played.
The championship
is yet to be played.
I was about to say, what's going on?
I do want to talk about the upcoming draft for this year because we have a very interesting situation.
I'm excited about this.
So the WNBA is expanding. They are adding a team, the Golden State Valkyries, which if you haven't seen their merch yet, it's kind of dope. I might need to get something. Yes.
I'm looking at some Liberty hoodies right now, and it's crazy. But go ahead.
So the way that this expansion draft works is each team is allowed to protect up to 6 players.
Right.
And then the Golden State Valkyries are allowed to draft one player from each of the
team.
12 teams.
Yep.
When Golden State selects an unprotected player, they then either take their contract on or the negotiating rights of that player. So with each team only being able to protect 6 players, there's some really interesting names that are going to be left. But before we get into the names, what do you think about this draft scenario?
I'm always up for expansion of the WNBA anyway, because we know a lot of people publicly don't know, and you explained this on here before. The WNBA cutthroat. They just be letting chicks fly. Oh
Yes.
no, you here today, gone tomorrow. I don't owe you Nathan.
Yep.
Go overseas in 2 weeks. Like, do what you gotta do. Like, it's crazy how they let dope. We seen a couple this year that was really contributors, and they let them fly. So this is opportunity for some of them girls y'all might was going to let fly, or that might have pushed somebody else out, might get snatched from you, and we build another team that has another set of girls that can play. You need 3 teams, I think, for expansions and stuff like that. For real. Because what happens is you're expanding the league because the league is growing, but you also, every time that you add teams, you have to account for the class of girls that's coming up that's dope.
Mm-hmm.
That's not 15 girls. That's 4 years of girls. You see when I say class, I mean like the whole thing. Like, you don't add teams every year. So if you do it every 8 years, every 10 years, or this might be 20 years since they added a team to WNBA. I don't know how long it's been.
been
You
a
can't
while,
just add one.
Well, and there's 2 more coming that are planned for, I don't believe the year after, but the year after that.
And that's what I'm saying. You see what I'm saying? Now you wind up 15 years later after the last expansion getting 3 teams that's 40 people.
And I didn't even start to mention
A lot of jobs though.
who are free agents this coming season.
And is that different?
So you can choose to protect a free agent, but
Right.
that only saves you the negotiating rights with them.
Oh.
They can select a free agent, which gives them the negotiating rights, but they still need to negotiate it.
You get first.
Right. So it doesn't really make sense to...
Protect the free agent.
Yeah.
That's wild. You know what? Because I didn't think about it till you said free agents. I'm like, oh. Hey, you just shut that right
So
there.
let me read you this free agent list. You have Diana Taurasi.
Yep. But DT might retire.
It's true. Natasha Howard.
Mm-hmm.
Erica Wheeler. Brianna Jones. Alyssa Thomas.
Oh,
Kelsey Mitchell.
no.
Brianna Stewart.
Kelsey a free agent?
Yes.
And Bree? Stewie?
NECA.
You said Stewie?
Yes, I did.
I'm getting emotional.
NECA. Bonner. Kelsey Plum. Satu Sabali. Courtney Vandersloot. Cheyenne Parker.
Mm-hmm. So,
Brittany Griner.
see, there's some of these names I don't think are going anywhere. And there's some names that I don't think are going anywhere if they win. Right?
Yeah.
But, do you mean to tell me they could pick 6 of them motherfuckers and put them on one team?
Wouldn't that be nuts?
Like literally go for 6 and get 4. And Golden State? Like, who don't want to live there? That's crazy, yo. So they could come out a powerhouse.
Yeah.
If we're correct on how everything adds up and you seem to know what you're talking about. They could literally build a squad.
Yeah.
Cause that was half of the fucking All-Star
Yeah.
All-Star Olympic.
Yeah.
That's half of it.
And you got to remember, like, there was just a collective bargaining agreement put into place for WNBA
For that
players.
network paper.
So a lot of these folks are coming up on their first negotiations since that. There are going to be some big asks, especially for a lot of these players that are now getting big looks. They have sneaker deals,
Do you know if
all that.
Do you know what they did with that proposal that Vegas had for the Aces, where they were supposed to pay every player $100,000 from the city, and the other cities and parts of the league had a problem with it. I don't know if they were able to still do it or if they'll be able to do it again after this year. But I think it was something to where, you know, the revenue that they built into the same shit they talked about when we was in Vegas, right?
Yeah.
That they gave, I think, each player like extra $100,000 or something. And I think we mentioned that on here before. But I wonder, because it got backlash, if it's a thing that they're going to address now where teams won't be able to do that or will be able to do that. Because that also makes me think about the Valkyries different.
Right.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, especially with taxes being so high in California. Yeah. You kind of need to offset that.
Damn. Because now it's like the NIL makes everybody restructure how they do business, right?
Right.
It's the same thing with this, I think.
Yeah.
Once somebody figures out a loophole, they like, oh no, we can get you an extra bag. It ain't got nothing to do with the team. That's from us. Now every city is like, well, how can we can't do that or whatever. And then it goes from there.
Okay, so I did just find something out. There's a correction.
Okay.
So the Valkyries will only be able to select one player who is eligible to become an unrestricted free agent following the 2024 season.
Oh, okay. Shit.
So they can only select one free agent.
All right, that's cool. That makes more sense, because how the hell do you come into the league and just be able to grab Clay and Maxey and, you know what I mean, whoever you want, like.
But once free agency opens in February, they can negotiate with any of them.
And that still might land something.
Right.
And what's crazy is, and I said this before, I don't think people pay attention. A lot of the WNBA teams are quote unquote super teams. They have 3 and 4 stars on their team. All-star or not. They got 3-4 people that can get 30. Am I lying, Kay?
No, not at all.
20 rebounds a night, 2 or 3 of them on the team. Not every night, but they could rotate them. Like, there's monsters on a lot of these squads.
Yeah.
So this is just exciting across the board. I like it. And I like the colors. I think that'll be fly. Like you said, they merch already lit. I like it. And I think that that's something the WNBA is kind of killing. Merch. They actually got merch better than the NBA teams.
I agree.
And the NFL. They all on the same websites.
Yeah.
It's like they lit. And their fan engagement is awesome. Speaking of, what's her name? You said she's Kelsey Plum. Did you see the video of her shaking a little kid's hand on the sideline in the middle of a play?
No, I didn't.
Like, the play ended, she was out of bounds about to inbound the ball, and she slapped a teammate hand, and this little like 3-year-old with a jersey on, her same jersey they had on, walks over to the sideline. He sticks his hand up, and she slaps his hand too.
Oh,
get right. Like, their fan engagement is what is going to win the war for them, yo.
Absolutely.
The WNBA is very specific on making sure that it's a family environment and that their fans feel like part of it, and they don't take that for granted yet. So they're going to kill off of that type of shit. Those kind of moments mean something.
Yeah, I agree.
I thought that was awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So one more thing to say about the expansion draft. I forgot to say the date. This is happening on December 6th. So make sure you guys stay tuned.
Absolutely. That's
and I'm sure we'll talk about it again.
Yo, you think everybody going to watch the draft this year?
I hope so.
Because last year was lit.
I mean, last year the NCAA tournament was lit.
Well, Juju don't get to come out this year yet, right? They got to change that, man. Juju ready. They got to let Juju out, yo.
We'll see. I'm not sure exactly who the stars are that are going to be coming out. I usually don't tune into college basketball until NCAA tournament. But once that happens, I'll definitely let you guys know.
By default, that's been my position because I'm researching so much other stuff during the year than I was before. But I've always been a March Madness motherfucker.
Yeah.
I go crazy in March.
All right.
I can't shake that part. What we doing?
Take a break from sports. Are you all right over there?
Hiccups. I'm good.
All right. Let's talk about this Drake thing. So we kind of talked about this a little bit on the pregame, for those of you who are tuned in on Twitch. But for those of you everywhere else, what happened was Drake was at a show and he starts giving a little speech in between songs, and he starts talking about how, sometimes the people that hang around you aren't really your friends. And, you know, sometimes all you have in the end is me, myself, and I.
So yeah, Drake was at a show. Drake started going on a rant, like she said, little tangent. He tried to make it relatable to the crowd, as he always does when he's telling people that he's being picked on. Says, you know, we all been through it. Everybody has fake friends. Everybody's been stabbed in the back. I'm sure you've gone through it before. You're probably going through it now, like me. And then he gets to the point where he tells the DJ, okay, drop it. And a Beyonce song comes on. Me, myself, and I is all I got in the end. Everybody thought he was about to play fucking No More New Friends. Even people reacting on the internet to the video, because there's a bunch of versions. There's a version where you can't hear the song he goes into. They are assuming that was the build up to No New Friends. The part that makes it disgusting is that it wasn't. That is horrible. You went into Me, Myself, and I. You are doing the most light-skinned after battle rollout I've ever seen in my life, bro. Selfies in big mirrors looking lonely with weird captions. And Kanye rants in the Beyonce records and she's not in the arena? I am so confused as to what you want people to know. And I'm getting to the point where I'm starting to get afraid for you. You need to be on Who Your Side Watch too. Who on your side need to watch you? Because you spiraling and it looks weird. And this is probably the same boy you've been. But it's the wrong time to be it. And it's weird. Me, myself, and I swear I was on my lunch break. That shit came on. I was getting out of my car and I almost fell out the fucking truck. I'm not exaggerating.
That's funny.
No, it's scary. It's funny to see somebody so bothered all the time that likes to act unbothered. And this has always been my plight with listening to a majority of his music. Mm-hmm. You go from shitting on everybody to getting bullied to shitting on everybody in the same song all the time. But what we really see, especially when Kendrick started poking at you, because he's intelligent and he understands self so that he can understand others, right?
Right.
He hit every pressure point on your motherfucking body. And you've been limp ever since, so to speak. What else did you do this year? Put weird barrettes in your hair. You remember that?
I definitely do. Analyze his selfie face.
What? Like, what are you doing, bro? And what does Beyonce have to do with it? Like, she's gonna have to fucking strike you from using her for your campaign like she did Trump.
Ah.
Because your campaign sucks. And I'm sure she loves you. But don't cry over my motherfucking Sunday morning shit. That's crazy. Early one Sunday morning. Drake crowd all over the table. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. If you don't go buy another yacht or something, like, you in the way. You in the way. And tell Top 5 to shut the fuck up.
Oh, man.
Next.
Shout out Sean Major.
Mage!
Building.
Mage, I was just talking about you. Love you, Mage. I just seen Mad Labs. We was talking about you a couple weeks ago, bro. You know I love you to death. Or for life. Either way. That's my guy, man. Mage is a goodie.
Let's talk about this piece by piece movie.
Talk about it. Explain it to me.
Oh, I thought. Okay, hold on.
That was my topic?
No, it was mine.
Oh. You tried to get me.
Uh-huh.
I see the lineup.
All right, so Piece by Piece just released their first trailer recently. Mm-hmm. And if you don't know what this is a Lego Bricks story movie of Pharrell's life.
Yeah!
So it's basically a Lego documentary of Pharrell, because he made it himself as well. So there's a lot of crazy cameos in here. I'm trying to find the full list, but while I'm doing that, why don't you tell the people how excited you are?
I am super hyped. Like, I don't know if y'all know about Lego movies. They be lit. They be funny as shit, all of that. And then, like, they Legos, so they could do, like, weird shit, like take their head off and add to the moment or whatever. Like, so to know that Nori gonna be in the joint, I think Snoop in it.
Yep. Gwen Stefani.
Gwen Stefani. Go ahead.
Kendrick Lamar.
Mm-hmm.
Timberland.
Mm-hmm.
Justin Timberlake. Busta Rhymes. Jay-Z. And more. Those are the ones that I see.
I don't think y'all know how hilarious this is going to be. And then to watch the Lego Pharrell go through all his jewelry phases is going to be fucking crazy. Like, I'm so excited. And I watched somebody speak on this, and I wish I remember who it was. I watch a lot of platforms. But they was saying, they was trying to explain, it was Fair to Say.
Okay.
They were trying to explain to suburban LA that why this is hip hop and what makes this fly for hip hop. And he was not acknowledging it because he was using it against something that they used against him in a prior conversation. And he's also young. But this is like a cartoon Marvel movie. Like, this is a big deal.
Right.
This is a universe that exists that has a heavy following, and now we're a part of that vicariously through the people that we love being a part of that. Mm-hmm. And these are likenesses of people that we care about. So that's another check for Nori. Another check. You know what I mean? I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
I think it's beautiful. I think it's going to be fucking hilarious. And I think it might be the movie I wake up to for a couple weeks or some shit. Just to laugh at my favorite scene before I get in the shower.
This might be one we could go see in theaters.
I'm down to go see it in the theaters. Well, I don't see.
What?
It get weird, right? Because there's thumb drives. We got projector screens. Like, I like the smoke. So this ain't one of them joints that, like, I know graphically it'll be cool, but it ain't going to be like, oh, I should have seen this on the big screen if I got to sacrifice smoking. That's what I'm saying.
So for those of you who do want to see this in theaters, it comes out October 11th.
That is next week.
Yep.
In a couple days.
Couple days, this Friday, I think.
Yeah, I'm about to say today. Yeah, damn, 7.
Yep. We do have some comments in here.
Talk about it.
So C Cash is in the chat.
Oh,
he said,
I know that guy.
Oh, why do you hate Drizzy so much?
Cause he's your favorite.
Sean Major said, appreciate y'all, mad love and respect.
You already know Mage.
And then C Cash said, you not gonna talk about Nori's new hair?
Yo, Nori went to Turkey.
Yeah.
Nori, now you know what's crazy?
Huh.
Nori got the new hair. He been stunting it. It's been looking like overly dark, but it's cool because we used to Nori looking not so dark. But now, you know, T-Rail fucked his shit up, and he got to go back.
He has to go back?
Yeah, and part of it is you really supposed to get it done more than once.
Oh.
It's like a 3-year thing or something.
Oh.
But T-Rail was doing too much. Remember, he was growing this shit up out and all that. He wasn't taking care of it and all that. He got to go back, and now Nori has to maintain his. I just think it's hilarious. I'm not really allowed to laugh because I still got my whole hairline at 42. So, like, it don't seem fair to talk about people like Cash all the time. But it's all good, man. Turkey is there for y'all, man. You get on an airplane. They take care of you. Nice hotel. You come back. Airplane full of bloody heads. It's like going to get your butt done. Same thing. Enjoy. When I drop to a Caesar, I don't need you.
Speaking of those types of things, let's get into this whole fake dentist and veneers situation.
Yo. So there's a young man, handsome young brother in Atlanta doing celebrity veneers. Like, celebrity. Like, he got a list. Like, and he got pictures and they doing walkthroughs and showing all the angles and all of that. And he also was doing training courses for veneers. $6,000 a pop. Kay, did you know that?
Oh my God.
Full classes. Full of people. virtually and in person. $6,000 a pop, K.
Oh my God.
Yes, he was teaching the people and getting a bag of new. Kind of find out he never went to dental school. He never finished. They arrested him. He got 8 to 10 felonies. I can only imagine from whom, why. Besides the obvious, but there's a young lady that be on Community World a lot that had a similar experience with a different dentist. I think out west.
Oh my God.
And she has false teeth in, and her gums are still going through something, and she's lost hair.
Ugh.
Because of a faulty dental procedure to get the same type of situation done to her. So this isn't even nothing you could really joke about. I got a lot of jokes, but it's deeper than that. I know social media and visibility and everybody trying to be their own superstar are making y'all try to live lives that you might not want to work as hard for. You rather just pay for. But even when you think you're doing it the right way, you could still wind up more fucked up than before you started, yo.
Right.
And that's scary. Sometimes you need to leave well enough alone. Braces, Invisalign, whatever have you, whitening situations, cool. But to just be going to people, and I don't know how people recommend people to people. When you see somebody that's famous that got that set of choppers or that fat ass or them perfect titties, you like, well, where'd you get those done? You don't care who basement or hotel has done it. But we seen DC lose the mother of his kids to a faulty procedure. We seen Kanye lose his mother to a faulty procedure.
Right.
I just told you, her name is Dejanay from Community World. You can look at it. She just went on a rant this week because this came up. So she outed her dentist. And it's affecting people's lives. I'm telling you. Fuck your teeth not coming out right. Your teeth fall out. Your gums start rotting and deteriorating. And you lose your hair too. While you go through all these procedures and all these other specialists to try to fix your situation.
Mm-hmm.
But you paid this motherfucker. Love yourself, yo. Take the long way if you got to, yo. It is scary out here.
Sean Major in the chat said people should just stay natural.
It is so scary out here. I'm scared not to do natural. And then, like I said, man went and got his hairline back. They done took all the shit off the back of your neck, put it on the front of your head, and now you got to go back and get some more neck hair. In a procedure that means you can't wear a hat for a certain amount of weeks. You can't put certain things in your hair. You got to lay a certain way when you sleep. Like, this is a lot, yo. And it ain't going to last.
Nope.
Man, listen, it's crazy because I know y'all think I wear these Sam Danas because I ain't got my line. But like I showed you, I got my line. I wear these because they mine. Like, that's all it is. My name on this motherfucker. I ain't hiding nothing.
Cash said he's going wherever Nori went.
Nori went to Turkey too. You going to go back in 3 years after her too? Like, you going to be on the same regiment. It's all good though. You rich. It ain't cash.
Sean Major also said that his new album is done.
Mage.
He's going to link soon. He is dropping November 5th, Election Day.
Mage, come tomorrow. Matter of fact, Mage, call my phone. Go ahead.
And then later on, he also said he embraced his baldness.
No, Mage definitely took, but Mage got a good beard and all that with the salt, pepper blended. You know how people, the good Philly Sunni? Mage got a good joint, so it probably was easy for him. If I gotta let my shit go, I look like I'm a bald head 16-year-old. It's gonna be weird. I ain't got no facial hair.
All right, let's talk about Childish Gambino.
Please explain this to me because I'm late.
So, Childish Gambino was on tour actively, and
like a big tour,
yeah,
in the country, out of the country, like
it was a North American tour.
Oh, okay, all right.
With Live Nation,
yeah.
He had a bunch of shows set up, and unfortunately, he had to emergency cancel a show to go to the hospital.
Oh,
and he hasn't said exactly what the situation is. But he did have to have some sort of surgery, and he has now announced that he has to cancel the remaining tour stops.
Right.
So I do want to start by saying, prayers up to him. I hope that his health is, I hope his recovery is quick, and I hope that he is able to make a full recovery at that. But the real reason that this is a topic is because this is one of a plethora of tours that have been canceled this year. And while he,
Absolutely.
you know, has a legitimate health reason that he can no longer continue the tour, oftentimes we've heard just no kind of reason given, or the reason that is given is lack of ticket sales or something else. So just to name a few big acts who have actually canceled their tour this year, you have the Fugees, the Black Keys, J-Lo, and despite all of those people canceling their tours, Live Nation / Ticketmaster is reporting 26% up sales in terms of their tickets and that side of business. So my question for you is, what is going on in this whole music touring industry? Do you think that post-pandemic we're now too saturated with tours, and therefore ticket prices are no longer, or people are no longer buying the tickets, and there's not a demand in the same way? Or do you think it's something else? Do you think that the tickets are too expensive? What do you think's going on here?
I think that we're in the middle or the beginning of a recession. I also think that we're in a space where post-pandemic entertainment value has shifted.
What?
Entertainment value has shifted. Like, it got to a point where everything's streaming. We even streaming big concerts. You know, all of that type of stuff, to where it's like, you got to be either a super fan of somebody or be a socialite to even want to spend some of these numbers to come out your house to go to some of these things. It's not just like the thing to do no more like it used to be. We could order a pay-per-view of a battle the same night of a concert and have 20 people in the living room watching that and smoking and drinking and chilling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's so many other ways to see live entertainment. And I think that that's playing a part, and I think the industry is trying to adjust, but I think that is not allowed to, because a lot of these artist contracts that came pre that or right after that, where, you know, we're not allowing for the fact that things are shifting, they have to attempt to do things bigger than maybe necessary or was attainable at the time. Even like, it's a long time ago and very early in J. Cole's career, but when he was pursuing that Dollar in the Dream tour, at a certain point, it seemed foolish. It seemed foolish for him to still be doing those small venues for that small, you know what I mean? But right. It was intentional, and it made him, it's literally why he's the artist he is today. He's not in a position where he has to force those big rooms. He can still be that big and still say, no, but I want to bring it back here. This is how we do. Right? And I think that Childish Gambino is too big for that. As far as contractually, the understanding between him and his business partner. And I think a lot of artists are. And I think that they're suffering because of it. But I know that Sexy Red had a situation with sales, and then she went on tour with what's my man from Florida, Kodak, and had a ball, right? Yeah. Tore shit up. And Kodak was down before they went on tour, and she told him publicly, I'm gonna make sure you have a blast on tour. And all we saw was her turning him up all, last couple weeks. So it's like, sometimes you just gotta figure out what works. And a lot of tours back in the day, like, people forget, it was the Rockefeller Rough Rider tour. Right. Do you know how many motherfuckers that is that's headliners on one stage, like the fill an arena? It was the Up in Smoke tour with Eminem and Mac 10 and all of them niggas. I was there. It was a bunch of motherfucking bosses. Like, this shit is not like, just because Drake do it and certain ones do it and all of that, everybody has not had the DMX experience till this day. Right. Like, it's not sweet, yo. It's not sweet, but I think the business pushes it. It's just like when they said Drake signed for all that money, he ain't came off tour yet. Right. But you got anybody in the chat? I'm gonna call Sean Major in a second. Major, I'm about to call you, bro.
No, you're good.
We good? Let me call Major real quick, man. I need details, man. Major, I'm on your line, baby. But yeah, that's what I think is really coming down to. I think the business hasn't adjusted to the nuance of the business.
Sean, I'm unavailable at the moment.
Oh, Mage, you just gave me the badoo boop, Mage. We gonna try you again, Mage.
Hello, Sean.
Oh, you did it to me twice, so to speak. That's crazy, Mage. Hit me back. That's my number. I'm gonna text you back and tell you that was me. Is what I'm saying. Anything? Where we at?
Where are you trying to
go? Kendrick Grammy shit.
All right. Talk to me.
Something very strange happened.
Okay.
Kendrick camp, somebody from Kendrick's side, registered Euphoria and Not Like Us for Grammy consideration.
Okay.
Across many categories. And people said that since Kendrick dropped Party Over was the song, that if you think the party done, why you still trying to participate in the Grammys?
What?
And I think that people forget the first diss record to win a Grammy. Okay, you know what it was? I give you you two guesses. What do you think the first diss record to win a Grammy was?
Ether?
Give you another one.
Drake's song.
Back to back.
Yep.
But his audience is against Kendrick wanting Grammy considered. Mind you, we know people that have been Grammy considered, Grammy nominated. You have to submit to be considered to win anything, right? What is wrong with him putting two of the biggest records in the last 5 years in for Grammy submissions? It's the weirdest shit in the world. It's like he's telling you the party done, it's time to reset. He didn't say he was backing out the business.
Right.
He's saying that all this stuff that he actually kind of predicted, a lot of what we've been seeing since that song has dropped is kind of tied up in what he was saying on the song.
Yeah.
You know? Structures are built on strong foundations. You rip certain bricks out, it ain't no saving none of the shit above it or below it. That's a fact. So it's weird that he's not supposed to still get a Grammy for having the biggest moment of the 2024.
Right.
I don't know a superhero that had a bigger summer than him. Am I tripping?
Fair to say.
Like, y'all crazy? And then the lead into the Super Bowl? And we gonna be, that's Emmy nominations and stuff when it's Super Bowl halftime performances, right?
Yes.
So I'm gonna just ignore the music part. Y'all got it. Lost your mind. What you think, Kay?
I mean, I don't see any problem with the submission.
Let the Party Die is the song.
Let me be clear. I think that he deserves Grammy consideration for his contributions
to the energy of the world.
He carried this last year in terms of the internet, in terms of music. It was the hottest song of the summer. So why should he not get some sort of Grammy consideration for the whole thing? But
Yo.
SippinWitSammie, what's going on, baby boy? How you feeling?
Oh, that sound like Mage. That's my guy?
That is your guy. Yes, sir, it is.
Mage, don't make no announcements in my comment. Make them on the microphone. What you got going on, bro?
Man, I've been sitting here just quietly. I had to take care of a few personal things, but that's over with now. But I just been quietly coming back. Got a new project I'm working on. You know what I mean? Just doing what Sean do best. You know what I mean? Come out of nowhere.
You wear a lot of hats though. So what kind of project we talking about? You producing and you got other artists on it, or you on everything and you producing too, or what you doing?
All right, so it's my personal project, but I have other producers working with me, and also got C's co-produced it with me. So who's on it with me? There's a guy. His name is Uptown on the Beat. I met him through Beat Battles from Jersey. Me and him, we just clicked. Then I got my man Brizzo. He did some production for All Purpose album.
Nice.
You know what I mean? But I knew him for years. And then, like I said, C's co-produced on a couple of them, did all the engineer work and the artwork for it.
Nice.
And then I got a couple tunes I did on there. You know what I mean? So is pretty much good. The name of it is called The Gentleman.
The Gentleman, let's do it.
Yeah, so long time waiting. Like I said, I had personal stuff I had to take care of. That's why I was out the game for a minute. But I'm never out the game because I'm Sean Major.
Nah, man.
I am the smoothest MC in Philly.
You are who you are, man. They can't avoid you. You know that.
Oh no, they can't. My body of work. I mean, even the stuff we done, but the body of work that we did, that I did myself.
Talk heavy.
It all speaks for itself. You know what I mean? And then on top of that, on this upcoming project, I got some features on there with Lakeisha. And also I got my man Frost on there, and I got Ghetto Reese on there.
Reese, you know that's little bro.
Yeah, that's little bro. I had to get him on there.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got a couple. We got a nice little lineup. You know what I mean?
Ain't no had to get him on there. Reese blessed you. That's a blessing. You know that.
Yeah, man. Anytime you already know me, man. There's no hate in my heart for nobody. I want everybody to eat and everybody.
Not at all.
I've always been like that. But just to be in the presence of everybody that's around me and support them like they support me, man. That right there is more rich than any platinum album. You know what I mean? So I'm happy with that.
Man.
Because it's a lot going on nowadays with a lot of goofy stuff. I caught the back end of this Drizzy stuff you was talking about. And I was just I mean, listen, man, it's a lot going on. Even with this P. Diddy stuff and all this stuff. Yeah. I mean, we all know it was a lot of goofy stuff behind scenes.
Right.
And we all know everything's coming up with the election and everything's a distraction and everything, is set some type of way.
Right.
It's a lot of false goofy dudes out here, man. These niggas, they need to be exposed. So the real artists can come back out and we can do our thing the way it needed to be. Like
I agree. I fucking agree, bro.
You know what I mean? That's it. You know what I mean? Because right now, and and I say this respectfully, but how can I say disrespectfully respectful? That's how I can say. All right. So there's a lot of bitch niggas in power, bro.
That part.
You know what I mean?
Been that.
And they need to get out of the way so we can do what we got to do and we all can eat evenly. You know what I mean? Instead of all this, you know what I mean, for all this money and all this, you know what I mean? Yeah, we're going to make the bread. We're going, you know what I mean? But it's a lot of goofy shit.
You know what's even crazier? You know what's even crazier, real quick? Not to, pardon me cutting your wisdom, but like when it comes down to it, we've been talking about gatekeeping for so long, right? And we thought that it was like, yo, he don't like you. They don't fuck with you. The shit that you gotta go through to pass the gates, nigga, I'm so fucking scared of them gates now. Y'all niggas is crazy out here. What has y'all been doing? I thought gatekeeping was just hating. You niggas gotta do, baby, what the fuck are we doing, bro?
Bro, I don't know what's going on. I know that, like I said, a lot of devil work comes out.
Yep.
A lot of that worship shit come out.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And a lot of that soul, I'm not selling my soul for nobody. And definitely I'm not using no goddamn baby oil. That's for one thing. You know what I mean?
My
it's
nigga.
Straight African shea butter for me on my knees, man. Other than that, no, we good.
Nah, I heard that.
It's all jokes aside, man. It's a time shift right now. A lot of stuff go deeper than what's said on the air.
Absolutely.
Those who really know, like you, those who really know. And it's a time shift, and it's a time where everything's starting to repeat itself, and all these whack niggas is getting exposed, man. All that shit is getting exposed.
Purge them motherfuckers, man. It's purge time.
Yeah, it is. You know what I mean? And it's no disrespect when I say this about the genres of music, because for me, music is music. It doesn't even matter, John. If a white boy can play guitar and I can rap off of it, and then somebody can sing opera. Listen, we doing music. It's no genre.
Right.
But they break it down to separate us, and then they got all this stuff that's leading the way, like the drill, the trap, and all of that. Now, they had their run, and I'm not hating on them. Everybody got their twists. Like, I like Ciroc. Niggas like, some Henny.
Right.
So everybody got their twists. But it's like, when you force feed some people too much of something, people are going to get sick of it.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And that's the problem. That's the problem that, a lot of us have that's real artists.
Right.
And then the message in the music on top of that promotes all types of dumb shit, bro. Like Why I gotta get if me and you have something that we had to beef about, me and you can sit and talk like men and air it out.
Yeah.
But if I have to go left, we could just stand in the middle of the street and just go left. But when it comes to the other stuff, like that's the goofy shit.
It's too much. It's too much.
It's just too much of that. You know what I mean? We losing too much.
It becomes funny stuff.
Yeah, and it's directed towards us. You know what I mean? Because you don't see what's going on in other. You know what I mean? Even though it's hitting agendas in other, as they say, genre of music.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it's hitting agendas all across the board. But we're the ones more publicized because we are the ones that the puppets of the industry promote. You know
we're the ones that they send their babies to when they want to get them hot, and then these motherfuckers turn into country stars a year later after they already went platinum on our side. Like, we pushed this shit.
Yeah, and that's the thing that I disagree about.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because they'll take and try to put a label on it like this is art, and this is not art. You know what I mean? Yeah. Art is when, in my opinion, art is when I could get up at 3 a.m. and compose a song talking about sunshines and rainbows in my own little view. You know what I mean? Or if I'm walking in Walmart and I hear an old school sample I want to chop up, and then I turn around and chop it up, and put a song together out of that.
Yeah.
Or if somebody out here who's drawing a painting that's on the corner selling their work and people just walking by them and don't even support them. But they don't know what that artist put into making that picture. You know what I mean? That whole thing.
I've been in the French Quarter before. It's real. But hold up real quick, because we're going to get you through here soon. But I got to get back to the, the show. But you was talking at work, so I had to let you go for a little bit. You know what I mean? Because you my guy. Okay. But once again, the gentleman comes out when?
November 5th, Election Day.
So you're going to be through here soon so we can do a whole joint. I'm going to sit down with you and all that. We're going to get everything, you know what I mean? We're going to catch up. We're going to do that soon?
Oh, yeah, I'm good. Yeah, we could do that. I got some free time coming up Sunday or Saturday. So Sunday or Monday, I'm sorry.
All right, I'll get back with you and let you know what work, bro. Appreciate you always, man. And congratulations, man, on another project, man.
Oh, man, thanks. And hey, listen, mad love and respect to all of y'all, man. Y'all doing y'all thing for a while, too. So, yeah, man, keep going. Keep going.
Absolutely, man, Mage. I'm around, but we're going to see each other soon.
All right, peace, bro.
My guy. Nah, man, you see how Mage just went off?
Absolutely.
It's my guy, man. It's my guy. I seen him at funeral not too long ago, and everybody's outside trying to get themselves together. Mage started talking. I'm just listening to him. My brother. Appreciate people like that, man. They put stuff in perspective. Even if it's not your perspective, they start, they start adding to the zeitgeist, and it's good. It's good. It's good. Anybody in the chat said anything? We good?
You're good.
All right. So FEMA funds. What happened?
Yep. I was about to get there.
Yeah, because I don't know. I know, but you know more than I know.
All right. So let me just start by saying that in the recent days, in the aftermath of Hurricane Helene, and now we have Hurricane, what's the name again? Milton coming soon. There's been a lot of questions about FEMA and whether they have enough relief funds and how those relief funds are disseminated and how much each person gets, and all of these questions and all of this misinformation that is being shared, particularly through campaign stops by Donald Trump.
GOP, yeah.
Yeah. So, I am here to shed some light on the situation and the way that FEMA actually works. Just to be clear.
Just to be clear for you.
Yeah.
Commercial watching.
So, FEMA, like many other government organizations, has a bunch of different pots of money depending on what they're using it for and what the source is, right? So, for example, this $750 that Trump keeps referring to is a specific, quick application that you apply for. It does not mean that that's all the possible money that you can get in hurricane relief funds if your house is severely damaged by a hurricane. Let me start there. Number 2. people are saying that FEMA is running out of money for hurricane relief because of spending too much money on the migrant crisis and that situation. I want to be very clear. That is not correct.
At all.
FEMA gets their hurricane relief money directly from this pot that Congress sets aside for disaster relief. So, when FEMA says that they're running out of money, what that really means is Congress needs to go through a process to release more money into that fund that they can pull from for this specific type of relief. FEMA, like every other organization, like every business, like every branch of government, has a budget. And their budget is predetermined as they enter the year. So, when they only have a certain amount of money allocated for something like hurricane relief, and the pot of money that needs to come from is controlled by Congress, yes, they tell Congress they are running out of money.
Right.
Is this starting to make sense to people? I just want to be clear. So, what does that mean in terms of this upcoming hurricane? Because
it sounds so much like your salt reserve. Anyway. Like the simplest shit you can relate this to.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. So, there is another hurricane coming. It's actually worse than... It's looking like it's going to be worse than everybody had previously predicted.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that it has slowed down a little bit, so it's hitting a little bit later and giving folks a little bit more time to hopefully evacuate.
But it's still gathering speed over water.
Yeah, so Hurricane Milton is on its way, and it's expected to make landfall, I believe, Wednesday morning now.
Last I heard.
But regardless, it is at this point a Category 5, so this is a very serious situation. Again, prayers out to everybody in Central and all of Florida, because I hope that you are preparing, and, you know, I don't even know what you need to do to prepare in that situation, but I would just get the hell out of there. That being said, if you do have property down there and you sustain damage, please still go through FEMA, file claims with your insurance company, do all of the things, because there are plenty of resources out there. Don't let anybody in the government tell you otherwise. And that concludes my FEMA section.
Now, I got a commentary, because the thing is, idiots is using it as political points where there's real people whose lives and well-being is in a balance.
Right.
And what they're saying is having a negative effect on the efforts and what people are trying to do to resolve the situation is actually working against them, because you have certain people in this country that believes everything that their party says, and they're pushing back instead of receiving. They're blocking instead of helping. They're putting more propaganda out instead of trying to get these people more comfortable.
Right.
Like, I don't even know what to say when you go through something like that, and then they have people lying about what's going on and then really causing real rifts in the situation. I don't understand.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Like, they're a part of our country, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your cousins is down there like my cousins is down there, right? Like, what are we talking about? Like, it's weird. And I don't know if any of my family has been affected. We're still, working on some of that stuff.
Right.
Like, to be honest with you.
I mean, I have friends who were definitely heavily affected, but thank God they just got their power back yesterday.
But that's the problem.
Yeah.
Communication.
Yeah.
And are you good until you good? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, good is it's levels at this point.
Right. I mean, they're blessed that, like, they had a generator. They basically live off the land as it is. So.
Okay, so they were prepared.
Yeah.
But most people don't live like that. Even a lot of people that live in these places, and you'll look at them like, well, why don't you? Because people just be living, man.
Right.
How many times they say the storm coming and they say, I'm not leaving my house.
Right.
It happens all the time down there.
Absolutely. Especially when you're in the path week after week. Like Tampa, this is 2 in a row.
2 months. 3 months straight. Yep. Hurricane season.
Yep.
Like, it's crazy. Y'all don't even know how to book vacations around that.
So again, prayers out to everybody who is in the pathway of this coming storm, who was in the pathway of this most recent storm.
Dum Dum actually said that the response was worse than Katrina.
Oh, God. I saw helicopter footage of somebody bringing in, the government bringing in a new electric pole that one of my friends posted. So it's definitely, recovery is happening.
It's extreme situations.
Recovery is happening. It's just, yeah.
It's extreme situations, man. And just pray for them people, man.
When roads get washed out, it's tough to reach people to have the recovery.
And gas stations run out of gas.
Right. All of those things. Like, it's not just one road gets washed out. This is systematic, huge
shutdown.
Yeah.
And for all y'all people that was saying they sending all that money overseas, what they doing for us, they already freed up $100 million for this in North Carolina alone.
Right.
I don't think y'all realize that. Nobody said that yet.
Right.
100 million and more to come. But initial $750 to get diapers and water and eggs, and then you register here, you get this, you make sure you here, you get that, and it's a lot more resources to come. Don't do that. That's weird. Not you though.
I saw a bunch of people on both sides of the aisle posting crazy things about weapons funding and things like that.
You're not paying attention.
Right.
And you have no idea how to gauge one's weight versus another. Now, our people should always come first, but they know what it takes to get shit back to a certain level of prosperity, and then they know what they got to do after that. You don't know that.
Well, and they also have to weigh multiple threats at the same time. Like, you can't just focus on one thing and ignore the international. But
that's the social media mentality is everybody that says this are the same people that said that, and like, it's like nobody can multitask.
Right.
Or how you worried about this and y'all ain't talking about that? Well, I talk about all that shit. Like, what are you talking about? And I'm more educated on it than the person that you confided in that convinced you to be wrong. It's sad. But you the same one at 40 telling us about no new friends on Facebook. Like, you ain't catch up. Catch up. You had no new friends 20 years after it's relevant. Now you're supposed to be trying to gain a new community. Stupid.
All right, let's get into the NFL.
Let's do it.
It's time
for us to. Oh, my bad. I'm so retarded.
Yeah, a little bit.
I was about to build a whole scenario you wasn't going to be able to piggyback off. I'm like, hold on, I'm about to be by myself. My bad.
Okay. So, NFL Week 5 is damn near over. The last game left is tonight for Monday Night Football.
Monday Night Football!
8:15. The Saints versus the Chiefs. That's going to be a good game.
That should be a banger.
I hope I can tune in. We'll see.
Looking like it.
It's looking like it. But you never know. So the other games that happened in Week 5, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. So the Buccaneers versus the Falcons. The Falcons ended up winning 36-30. That was on Thursday.
Crazy.
The Vikings beat the Jets 23-17. The Bears beat the Panthers 36-10. The Commanders beat the Browns 34-13. The Dolphins beat the Patriots 15-10. The Jags beat the Colts 37-34. The Texans beat the Bills 23-20.
Crazy.
Ravens beat the Bengals 41-38. Broncos beat the Raiders 34-18. Cardinals beat the 49ers 24-23. The Giants beat the Seahawks 29-20. The Packers beat the Rams 24-19. And finally, the Cowboys beat the Steelers 20-17. Another week full of unexpected wins.
A bunch of them.
And at this point, we are in week 5, so we are well in the swing of the season, and some of the folks who are rising to the top are quite unexpected. So, do you want to check in with any of those games before I get to the standings? Anything to say about the results?
No, certain things that stand out is like, damn, Buffalo. Like, last year might have been, you know what I mean? Like, it's little things about everything, but I'll let you keep going. Go ahead.
All right. So when it comes to the standings, the AFC East, the Bills are leading with 3 wins and 2 losses, with the Jets right behind, 2 wins and 3 losses, as well as the Dolphins with 2 wins and 3 losses. In the West, in the AFC, you have the Chiefs who are 4-0. Again, they play tonight. And then the Broncos right behind 3-2. And then the AFC North, you have the Ravens in the lead, tied with the Steelers. Both of those teams are 3-2.
Yep.
The AFC South, you have the Texans 4-1, and then the Colts 2-3.
Yep. Which is
Yeah.
like,
And then getting into the NFC, the Commanders are 4-1. They're leading
which is
the East.
ridiculous.
Yes.
And they having fun.
Yep.
And I like the quarterback ball. What's his name? He nice.
Jaden McDaniels.
Yo, I like young boy.
Yeah,
man.
he's nice. And then the Cowboys are right behind them, 3-2.
Yep.
The Seahawks are 3-2 in the West,
Yep.
and the Cardinals are behind them, 2-3, along with the 49ers. The NFC North, you have the Vikings 5-0 to start the season. I never would have guessed that.
Minnesota going nuts right now,
And then the Lions behind them, 3-1.
which we kind of expected from last season.
Yep. And then the NFC South, you have the Falcons and the Buccaneers, both tied at 3-2. They just played each other, and the Falcons came out on top. So it'll be interesting to see how the rest of that shakes out. Again, it is early, but we are in the swing of it. And I never would have guessed that the Vikings would be 5-0.
No, I think that, like, when I hear this shit, I hear 2 things. First, there's about 4, maybe 5 teams that's having fun right now. Everybody else is stressed out.
Yes.
And until we get to week 8, everybody else outside of the top 5 is equal.
The fact that the majority of the teams who were leading in their divisions were 3-2
3-2.
is crazy.
And then you got a 4-1. You got a 5. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh no, it's different on that side. But the rest of you motherfuckers,
I think a lot of that
the
is
middle of the pack is going to be heavy.
I think a lot of that is also pointing to the amount of injuries that we've had this year.
Early.
And the fact that we are really in a time of any given Sunday football.
Definitely.
Absolutely. And that's why you're seeing a lot of these 3-2, 2-3 records.
No, but it's like literally everybody is layered on top of each other, and then there's a few standouts. There's a valedictorian, there's a perfect attendance. You know what I mean? Like, everybody else got C's.
Yep.
Everybody else got a C. This is good football though.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think, like, as much as we like to be like, oh, this, or this team that you expect, or your favorite team to, like, people want the Eagles to be in a better position. They haven't shown much yet. But it's like, no, we stand to see a lot of good football if you're a football fan.
Right.
It's going to be a lot of good football. And when the playoffs come, and mind you, early in the season, but a quarter of the way through. Right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, these next 3 games mean a lot, and a lot of these schedules get difficult.
Yes.
A lot of these schedules get ugly.
And the Eagles and the Lions both had byes this week. So.
Yep. So, Detroit, they tough.
Yeah.
The Raiders is getting rid of, like, Devontae, like, who gonna get him?
Great question. I've seen a lot of team names thrown out there.
Like, do you see, like, this could, like, there's a lot of teams that are a player like him away from
Right.
the standards looking different.
Yeah.
It's gonna be exciting, yo. I like it. It's early. Like, I don't want a bunch of runaways. I don't like that football. I like football where every week it can get different. The standards can change week by week on every division.
And what do you think about the game tonight with the Saints versus the Chiefs?
Exciting as fuck, but no way my homeboy loses tonight.
Oh, yeah?
My homeboy Mondays. Fuck you mean?
Okay.
My homeboy Mondays. No way. The guy that approves the fireworks doesn't put on the show on Monday night of week 5. I'm just saying. Okay. What you think? No, it's your turn. Don't okay me to death.
I mean, I think the Saints are tough. I think that the Chiefs have played to the level of their opponent a lot this season. And if everything can fire for the Saints, it's going to be a tough matchup for Kansas City. But
I think the first half would be awesome.
I think it's going to be a very close game. It could go either way. I'm rooting for the Saints.
It definitely can go either way because we all know the Saints are tough. Week 1 and 2, you know. But at the same time, what's the Saints record right now?
They are 2-3. 2-2.
What's the Chiefs record right now?
4-0.
Oh. Somebody figured it out. Somebody's still figuring it out. That's all I'm saying. And mind you, they can win. It's any given Sunday or Monday or Thursday at this point. The league is all over the place. But I don't see my homeboy laying down, man. Y'all gonna have to take him out. Y'all gonna have to take, like, you gotta kill a killer for me to believe that you can kill him. And when he 4-0, I need convincing. I'm just being honest.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's a fair take.
My homeboy Mondays.
All right, let's get into this final.
You know what it's like to pick a horse and he wins 4 out of 7 races?
No.
You don't. But what you realize, if you picked another horse, he'd have won 1 out of them bitches.
Yep.
You still ahead. Keep betting. Anyway, I'm,
All right.
That's how I pick my steeds.
So, this is all you, Sammy.
So, I don't know how many of y'all keep up with the West Coast media, but we know No Jumper has been a huge platform for a long time. And I actually have been tapped in with No Jumper before they ever really got to that level. I'll tell you, I was tapped in around the time a few months before J. Cole actually pulled up on Adam to get some straightening done. But he handled it like a gentleman. Because that's who J. Cole is. But it was around that time, and it was different characters, and a lot of characters have come and went. And
what year was that?
This is before House Phone. And around the time that House Phone started. So the
like
guy
2016, 2018?
The boy that looks like House Phone that used to be there, it's when he used to be there, but he wasn't even there full time. But that's when they first had the bike shop on Melrose and the little studio in the back. I can't remember the years. I'm bad with years. But anyway, I've seen a lot of people come and go through that platform. I've learned a lot about culture on that West Coast and a lot, I've seen a lot of funny shit, a lot of embarrassing shit, a lot of weird shit. But a few months ago, probably maybe even a year ago, me and you had a conversation, and actually shout out to Ace Boy Rios, he saw it. We discussed the departation of a lot of their hosts in one fell swoop, right? Mm-hmm. At a point in the platform when things got weird, a lot of people left, but a few people stayed. At this point, Sharp is, I think, the last person from that era that still was there. But for a few months, I've watched Figmunity World platforms speak to Sharp, whether directly or indirectly. Like, they've been on the phone with him, they've been on streams with him, and they've said it through the camera, like, bro, they not treating you the same no more. I think they about to get you out of there. And then yesterday, we find out that Sharp either got fired or he quit.
Now, but we don't know which.
Well, they both went live. Sharp and Adam went live.
Okay.
I feel like Adam is leaning on the I fired him because. And I feel like Sharp's response is a little bit of, I was blindsided because.
Ooh.
Right?
Okay.
So according to Adam, and it's crazy because even Nut commented on this shit and didn't take Adam's side. But Adam was saying that his wife Lena wasn't comfortable with the way that Sharp addressed the Plug Talk talent when he was inebriated or when they were around. Now I want to explain something to the people that may not be aware of what's going on. Imagine a warehouse for a YouTube channel, right? With multiple sets on it. So maybe we got 5 sets for 5 different shows. But then around the corner, like behind one of the 5th set, is a 6th set that is for porn. Now I'm putting a warehouse on the West Coast full of pimps or former pimps, P's as they say, gang bangers,
okay,
salacious personalities. Some of these bad girls, some of these, you know, some of them kind of personalities. But I'm offsetting this one venue that I pay for as a business, and I still have a sex show that goes on in the room that you might duck into to make a phone call just to get some privacy because it's right there. There's already a lot of room for error in that as a business owner.
Right.
True or false?
True.
Second, you are blaming your wife, not appreciating how her friends are treated, on why you couldn't have a real business conversation with this person that made you a lot of money, that held you down when everybody else left. And even though he still had relationships with them, he still tried his best to defend you at all costs. I've seen it. I've seen him try to put things in a different light. Like, well, maybe if you look at it from this perspective, what do you think about that? And people have had real conversations with him, and he's respectfully never disrespected your nut ass. And even though it seemed like some weirdo shit, it's just funny because I am somebody that follows this universe and this world, and Sharp is somebody that if you look him up on YouTube, he garners attention. And he had a run where a lot of his viral moments were him arguing with women. And Adam basically said, like, once that got burnt out, I ain't no use for you. Bro, watch these motherfuckers that keep dangling carrots in front of y'all, man. You go over there because they got more followers. They not doing more for you than you could do for yourself. In order for you to garner their followers, you know how many visits you need? 3. Whoever's going to come with you after your 3rd time being on those cameras is coming with you. Am I lying, Kay?
No.
It ain't going to just be one. You might have a splash, like that happens sometimes.
Definitely need more than one.
But once you get 3 times on a surface, you don't need it the same way no more. It's not going to, your numbers aren't going to grow exponentially unless there's based on viral moments that you could create in your own space once you hit a certain number. Like, I'm talking too much.
Yep.
I'm talking too much. My
Telling too many things.
Nah, but it is what it is, man. Shout out to Sharp. Wish you the best.
He'll be fine.
Better sooner than later because we've seen a lot of weird shit in the press, and I gotta believe Adam's gonna get caught up in something because some things recently have been said about somebody he was on tour with that was underage, doing underage things, and he was participating.
Yeah.
So, don't even sweat it. Go and get your content, pimp.
Yep. Absolutely. All right, you ready to get on out of here, or anything else you want to talk about?
Is the chat good? Was this a good show? I think we did good, man.
I know this was shorter than our normal shows, but we got to the topics. We went through them quick, but we hit everything.
Well, it's crazy. The initial live was an hour, then it went to 2 hours, then someone went to 3 or 4 hours. We're at 2 hours, and you feel guilty.
I do.
See how that works? It's crazy, man. But no, next week, more fire, more topics, special guests, co-hosts, and all of that. You know how we do. But we just appreciate everybody for tapping in. I want to say thank you. I want to salute K from Font Productions. She's had a couple moments this weekend, business wise, that just solidify what I try to tell her all the time about her professionalism and how she carries shit and what she deserves. And y'all will see the fruits of that soon, sooner or later. Either way. Anything you want to say before we get out of here, Kev?
Make sure y'all have your business right. That's all I gotta say.
Talk heavy. That was crazy.
Make sure y'all got your business right.
She's so slick. Look, man, we about to watch Monday Night Football because 'tis the season. And I don't know. I might go live on something, man. Tap in with me. Let's have some feedback. Let's have some conversations. I'm gonna see how I feel in a couple minutes. I just gotta get reacclimated to getting off air. I might go back live on one of these platforms, but fuck with y'all. Appreciate y'all. Shout out to C Cash. Shout out to everybody. Episodes. What we dropped this week?
This week we are dropping a Trippin' with Sammie on Friday with from Lovely Lay Beats fashion show with fireworks.
Lay live right now on something, and I'm pissed I ain't tapped in, but yeah, shout out Lay.
Absolutely. So make sure you guys tune in for that. We also have shorts dropping from the Gas Gang interview actually today. So those just dropped, and there's some more coming out tomorrow. There's also a bunch of shorts from our last 2 weeks live that are in the queue for the rest of this week.
San Diego's episode from last week and Nate Rodriguez from the week before. Shout out to everybody that's been tapping.
Yes. And the week before that was the Morgan State Rules to Homecoming. Clips from that just dropped last week as well, so make sure that you tune into those.
Shout out to my guy Sonny, man. Shout out to K from Font Productions for making sure we always have the perfect look. But yeah, and on that note, we out of this Mickey Ficky, man. See y'all next wicked. This is Sippin' with Sammie. I am Mr. Fly Shit, only the one and only Sippin' with Sammie. Sam Malone, Barstool, Rug. If you ain't sippin' with Sammie, you ain't sippin' right. Please get your fucking life together.
Damn, Sammie, you done fucked up.